Hello, welcome to another episode of the Horror Vision Presents Sharing in Session, a weekly Yellowjackets breakdown. My name is Sean,
And I'm Missy.
and we just watched. It is 1:11 a.m. on Friday, April 4th. We just watched Yellowjackets Season 3, Episode 9, How the Story Ends, and this will be the first time we've recorded one of these episodes after only watching the new episode once. So, uh, what'd you think of How the Story Ends?
I'm still processing, but it's a good episode. I kind of had a feeling this this was going to happen, especially having seen the I mean, I didn't read the synopsis or anything, but as soon as I saw the title, I knew this was going to happen.
As always, this is a full spoiler discussion. If you've not watched this episode yet, do not listen to anything that we fucking say because we're pulling no punches. That said, I think we called last episode that Van was not making it out of this. So it was a weird that it starts where they basically, she has this visitation in her altered state near death with her younger self and then wakes up and with the X marks the spot thing and like checks herself out of the hospital. I was like, oh, so we're planting our foot in the supernatural, but not really. So they just deftly know how to dance around that fucking line.
And still keep it impactful and interesting.
But ultimately, she does die, but not from. So they found a way to do it where it's like, yes, we don't actually. So it is plausible that she would have had this like last minute whatever, right? But they get to kill her and not come down on the side of, well, we're saying it's not supernatural because we don't know because fucking Melissa kills her. Now this also makes everybody wonder. I go back to my thing where I was like, I think Melissa's going to be this cold-blooded killer, and then last week I was like, oh, I guess not. Now I'm like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. The show is just, it's nuts. It's like there's no way to predict, which is great.
Well, and they all have that brutal side. I mean, they've all racked up a body count except for Van.
Yeah.
And at this point, unless we find some more survivors, there aren't very many Yellow Jackets left.
Well, I think
Um,
we got your factions now, and I think the other faction is going to be cannon fodder, and I think it's going to be Jen. Um, I can't remember the two girls that I call up by
Brittany
name.
and Brittany and Robin, I
Yes.
think.
I feel almost feel like unless there's some last minute, some of them come up, but I don't know. I feel like God, dude, fucking 96 Shauna is just so fucking evil.
I mean, current timeline Shauna is pretty fucking evil too.
Yeah, but she's at least like she knows how to at least pretend to be nice, I guess, which is not necessarily better, but Jesus fucking Christ. She
Yeah,
is
she's
just,
brutal.
oh my God.
I mean, that scene where she almost shoots Melissa and like just grazes her clothing is that's hardcore and fucked up.
Well, see, I actually thought that was bullshit. I thought that was all a facade so
You
that
think so?
Melissa, well, I don't anymore, but at the time, I was like, oh, this is how they're going to get Melissa to go talk to the others to find out what the fucking plan is. But instead, Shauna seems to have one of these Lottie moments, right, where she just knows what's happening because
Hmm.
Hannah and Cody are trying to escape, and she just like Shauna sits up in her tent, is like, oh, she knows something's happening, goes out there and,
Well, she just feels it, I guess. And we're seeing that with other characters too, because Travis found a different pet. They they have not had time to install spikes into the pit that Mari fell in.
I don't, you might be right. I'm gonna weigh in on the other end. I think that's the pit. I think it's the same pit. I think they didn't show us him doing that.
You think so?
I could be
See,
wrong. But why
it
didn't they
looked
show us him discovering it then? Because that would be a huge discovery.
he did. They showed
No.
because he he threw like a log and all the shit caved in, and that's when
Well,
you saw
yeah,
the
but
pit with the spike.
that was after he finished laying the branches over the top of it. So he built that. They just didn't
Okay.
show it. They didn't show him make the spikes. So possibly you're right. In there was a spiked pit there, but they showed him covering it, putting the finishing touches on covering it.
Okay.
So my like to me, it's like, well, if they didn't show him,
See, I thought that was him like finding it.
no, he was covering it. So that made
Okay.
me think he also made the spikes when he had the time to do that. I don't know. Also, we may have seen him doing that in a previous episode and didn't even realize it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Like just whittling us, something that whatever.
And then, all right, maybe I'm reading this wrong, but the scene where he goes with Lottie into the woods
Mhm.
and she says that Javi is with us and I want you to feel him. And was he like, I took this as he was trying to kill Lottie. Like
Oh, he was totally gonna kill her.
he led her over the pit, right? And she
He
doesn't fall in.
he was gonna kill her. She
That's
brought up
okay.
Javi, and the wind started to blow, and it gave him a second. He second guessed himself, and then she knew the pit was there. She
And
walked
she
right up to the
walks
edge of
out
it.
there.
Yep,
You
she
hear
she
it.
knew it was there.
Okay. You hear the sticks crack
Yeah.
and she doesn't fall.
Well, I don't think she actually stood on top of it where it would fall, but I think she went right up to the edge of it. That was just my
Okay.
one. Again, watching it once, it's hard to know for sure because you're just
Right.
taking
Yeah.
it in. Like you said, I'm still processing, but that was my
Mm-hmm.
interpretation. Was she walked up to the edge to let him know she knew it was there, and then she walked away.
Okay. See, I took it as she walked out on it, but either way, then this is like another marble in the jar for, a presence or something that is
Yeah.
interfering.
Well, and that's the Shauna thing too. I mean, whatever they're connected with. Right. And I was thinking about it too, like the frogs, even though it's like you've explained, that's been explained, but
That's not the only thing you hear though, because I've been rewatching season 3 from the top. I was off
mhm.
today. I haven't gotten all the way through. I made it through episode 5. Um, there are several times when you hear screaming and growling, and there are elements of those frogs, but that is not what they are hearing is not just a frog orgy. There is a very distinct growl. Now, this could be again something they're creating in their heads, or but there there is a lot more going on in the sound cocktail we're hearing than just them frogs.
So my interpretation of that is I think the other stuff there isn't really there. They're hearing it in their head, but that just goes into what I'm saying about like even the sound of the frogs. It doesn't matter that it's just horny frogs. They have created this mental tapestry, this cosmology that they're all tapped into, and so it's working in certain ways to to add to their perceptions or something. I don't know, but whatever it is, they're all tapped into it, and it works. Like Shauna knew they were leaving. She knew Hannah and Cody were trying to escape. Lottie knew that the fucking trap was there. It's so interesting.
Yeah, they're building their own religion, and
Yeah,
but in believing in these things and having faith in it, it's giving it more power.
exactly.
But again, they're straddling that line because I mean, that scene with Lottie feels like there is something supernatural involved.
Right.
And so I love the way they keep tossing the ball back and forth. They give you something where it's like, oh yeah, maybe maybe that's a real world explanation, and then they drop another two marbles in the but it might be supernatural jar, and it just stays
Yeah.
level, and that's a really hard line to walk.
It really is. The van death was a stroke of genius the way that they
Yeah, it
orchestrated
was.
that, because because they avoided it and it didn't see it seemed unavoidable. Like it seemed like whatever happens here, if she lives, it's one thing, if she dies, it's another. And they just they're like, well, no, because Melissa will kill her.
Well, but this, I feel like, and especially with fans' quest and everything, I mean, and this is contrary to what her younger self tells her at the end about, that was never supposed to be the reward. That was never, never our story.
Mm-hmm.
But up up until that point, it felt to me like it could go either way.
Yeah.
Like if she killed Melissa and made the sacrifice, she would live.
Yeah, right.
It, but it could go the other way too. Van genuinely is a good person.
Yeah.
She couldn't do it. Melissa had no fucking qualms about it.
Yeah. But also that goes back to something that I forget who said it in 96 in this episode where people will do some fucked up shit to survive.
That's true. That's true. We'll see how it shakes out, but I feel like this is setting us up for, I mean, Thaisa got the love of her life back and now she died
Yeah.
violently. I mean, they're absolutely going to be hunting for Melissa now, and they're going to be out for blood.
Yeah.
Shauna, has already stated her Highlander theory that maybe the only way to be safe is to be the only one. There aren't that many of them left. Misty's trying to crack the entire. Like, I feel like the next season is going to be, at least in the current timeline, that we're hunting each other.
Yeah, kind of. That's definitely how it feels. And also any allegiances are only paper thin because it does feel like everybody like I mean Misty's definitely on her own in a way. And I mean like physically leaves them this time and it calls Walter in with the helicopter. That just and also did you notice? Now might
She
be reading
played
things
him this
in.
time.
Well, hold on. I feel like his mask slipped at the end of that scene when he walked back out and she was gone. I
Oh
feel
yeah,
like
yeah,
it.
it did.
I mean, we might be wrong, right? But I still think that he is like we've both talked about. He's not
Oh,
this
he's
the,
yeah, he's
the guy that we think he is because of how
he's
they
not.
play him. That's not who he is, and I think
No,
he's going to be revealed to have been playing her all along. And I think I don't think he's a doofus, and I
they're
think that
playing
mask
each
slipped.
other.
Well, yeah, but she's kind of a doofus. You know what I mean? Like she's dangerous for sure. We know this, but
I don't think she's a doofus. I think she's batshit crazy, but
she's a little bit of a doofus. But I think I don't know. Oh man, I definitely think he's a Moriarty, and I think we
I do
saw
too.
just
But
a
I just don't know. Like, I have no doubt that there are layers to that character.
yeah,
We haven't seen them all yet, but again, there's no. This is not the kind of show that he is not just the quirky comic relief
right,
boyfriend. He's not.
right.
There's and that Moriarty thing was like that was not a slip. It's too
No,
fucking intentional.
it's too intentional. I
So
agree.
I mean, I did notice his mask slip at the end, and that's cool. And she saw something on the phone.
That's the big gotta see now. It's like, what did she
Right, she
see?
saw something on the phone.
But whatever she saw, he must have already seen.
Right, because he cloned it and had it in his phone. But
Oh
yeah, I
man.
think we definitely saw his mask start to slip because I mean, he thought that he had reeled her back in, that he had won. You know, he got her back on his side, and she was just using him for
Yeah.
information.
Yep.
And as soon as she got what she wanted, she was out. But so I mean, they're all going to be hunting each other, but mm, I feel like Misty kind of has a leg up in a way because like she knows that they're like she's kind of gone rogue and now
Yeah.
she's playing her own game. She knows they're not really her friend.
Right.
And, maybe it's wearing Nat's jacket or whatever, but like, she's gotten stronger. She's leveled
Yeah,
up.
definitely. Definitely.
And she's not the people pleaser anymore. She's a lot more
She's taking the other
confident and
tack. She's
strong.
she's like,
Yeah,
fuck you, I don't care.
right.
So that's interesting. I mean, it's a strength. Man, I love the fact that Shauna did most of the episode just covered in blood.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
She
Like,
never even washes her face.
no, she's man. Uh,
She's crazy.
I have a prediction. I was thinking about this. I still think Jeff is not safe. I don't think she'll kill Kelly, but I don't think Jeff is safe. But I think she's going to kill one or both of the Joels at some point. Because why else are they there? You know what I mean? Like, I know they weren't in this episode, but when they came
Hmm.
back last episode, I was like, really? It's fine. But I was like, that just seems like, I don't know.
Why
That's
would
just a
she kill the
prediction.
Joels though?
Who
Like,
fucking knows? I mean, who knows? I just can't figure out why they're still there. So maybe not. Maybe they were only there. So
just to show how Jeff is growing, I think.
yeah, maybe. But she definitely doesn't like the Joels either, or
No,
Joel or whatever. I know only one of them's named Joel.
right. But they're still the fucking Joels, so.
They're still the Joels. Um, which, by the
But
way, good call on the one being the guy from Ginger Snaps, because now I can't unsee that.
yeah, I think he's the one that's actually named Joel. And yeah, I don't know. Every season we've lost a major character at the end. This one happened an episode early, so now I'm a little afraid if somebody's gonna die, somebody else is gonna die during the finale.
I kind of don't. Well, not one of the Yellowjackets, I don't think, because we are really down right now. We're down to Ty, Melissa, and Shauna and Misty, right? Like that's it.
Yeah,
So,
unless they're, I mean,
well, there could be more, but
un
they're
right,
not bringing them in before the end of the season.
right.
Or,
Yeah, so
or
we're
it
down.
could be a shocking reveal at the end of the season, but I mean, it
Hmm.
won't be, so there's no time to kill one.
Right, but yeah, we're down to four right now, unless somebody else reveals himself.
And I feel like it's a good number. Like I
It
feel like
is.
we can get down to some more business right now, and I definitely would like that. I don't know what it's going to be like with Shauna and Ty together on like a psycho fucking road trip or whatever it's going to happen. Looking for Melissa.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that shit's just gonna get fucking unhinged and bloody.
Yeah.
All three of them are crazy. Melissa turned out to be pretty much exactly who we thought she would be.
Well, we don't know that because I thought she was. I mean, she is a killer, but again, it could just be because her life is threatened. But I don't know.
Right.
I sensed something else in the way she was like, but I am. Like
Hmm.
that's I'd have to see it again to know if she was saying, but I am willing to do this, or but I am the person that will do this.
Hmm.
So,
Oh, I take it as the second one. I
man,
am the person that will do this, but because she has done this since they first started bringing her up. She's always felt manipulative and malevolent, but she doesn't come off immediately intimidating, like 96 Shauna does.
right.
She's one of those people that'll play both sides and then stick the knife in your back. That's just the feeling I get from her.
Yeah. Or in your stick it in your chest, as it were.
Right. She's a shit starter and an instigator, and I do not like her.
So Hannah in the 96 timeline, I mean, it's a survival thing, but I'm also wondering, like, does she have? There's what's the phenomenon where you identify with your captors? Stockholm syndrome.
Yes,
Stockholm syndrome. She seems like I can't tell if she has Stockholm syndrome or if she is just doing this to survive. But I did not see that shit coming with her fucking
I
stabbing
didn't
Cody.
either. Well, I did. As soon as she started asking about the guy's name on the backpack, I thought that she was going like right away it's a, oh, okay, so we don't trust this guy. He probably did something bad. I had a feeling that she was going to stab him. I did not expect her to stab him in the eyeball.
Right. Yeah, there a few moments or seconds beforehand, I kind of felt like which way the wind was blowing, but just overall, that took me
Hmm.
by surprise. It's interesting that her story is not done in that timeline.
Well, I mean, they did say she got close to
Yeah, which we
Jen and
saw.
Melissa,
We saw a
right?
little bit of that, right?
And Melissa confirms that later on because I mean, she knew where to find the tape and she married the woman's daughter.
Right.
Jeff smoking pot with Callie might be one of the cutest things ever.
Yeah, it was pretty good. You gotta grind those nugs up, or you're not gonna get even smoke. Nugs.
Oh, I am so worried about Jeff
Oh man.
because you called it. They are really making, like, they're investing in him.
Yeah, which really scares me. I
Right.
mean,
They are really making us love this guy who,
well, I'm tempted to wonder, like, oh, so is this all coming down to Shauna versus Melissa? But I actually wonder, is the whole show going to come down to Shauna versus Callie in the
I was
end?
kind of thinking that too.
Like,
Like,
there's a feeling there. Like, I don't know. I think let's put it this way: if we're going to lose somebody next season, I'm calling it now. It's Ty.
it might, because she just lost the one thing she cares the most about. She's about to go completely off the rails.
Yeah,
We thought Shauna was unhinged and scary.
yeah. Well, Shauna still scares me more, but Ty also scares me.
Oh yeah, yeah, they're both pretty scary and they have a history of teaming up together. So
Yes, I was gonna say, and now they're teaming up and like God, I mean, wow.
right, who knows what kind of fucked up bullshit is going to happen with those two? Like because they're both ruthless. Yeah, I don't know what exactly to expect with them hunting Melissa because I get the feeling she's probably pretty fucking ruthless too.
Yeah,
Like I think Callie will be an opposing force, probably with Jeff in her corner, which again doesn't bode well for him.
yeah,
Misty may end up being an opposing force too. She just feels different than the others.
yeah. She does. She absolutely does. I agree with that 100%.
Well, and then we end with um, Nat seeing Misty with the transponder because she was
Yeah,
looking to see if she could find a replacement piece for the phone. How she's going to explain that. I mean, I'm sure she can make up some bullshit story about finding it. And,
yeah,
I thought that maybe I could get it to work, or I remembered seeing this. And, you know, um, now that now that she saw Van with that trying to fix that broken sat phone,
you're right.
oh, I found this and I thought maybe I could harvest parts or something. And she's Misty. I'm sure she'll think of some
Yeah, she will.
elaborate
She totally
fairy
will.
tale. But yeah, we're definitely, I mean, in 96, we're also getting factions because, I mean, I feel like at some point, maybe Nat is gonna, like, maybe some of them are gonna split off.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I meant before, where I feel like Jen and I mean we saw it, early on. Like Shauna is noticing that they're talking, although she also I think is paranoid, but definitely like there's a plot that there's a cabal of people like a guy like whatever,
Hmm.
like oh we saw you at the crazy meeting, fuck off.
Right.
um, but yeah, there's factions for sure, and I think you're getting your factions. I think that's going to happen because I mean Sean is a fucking dictator, and fuck that. So
Right. Yeah. They're all gonna turn on her pretty quickly. They're just afraid of her.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's pretty ruthless. I like the why can't you just be a nice person?
I mean, she comes out and I don't know that she cares about her at all. I mean,
No,
maybe she
well,
does,
she cares
but
more about her agenda and power than she cares about anybody else.
mm,
She feels like she's right. I know what I want. Fuck everybody else. You'll listen to me. That's what she cares about first and foremost. If Melissa's along for the ride, fine. Then you can enjoy the benefits. If you're not, fuck off. I'll kill you.
Okay.
That's the vibe I get from her, which is rude. I mean, that's the definition of fucking ruthless,
Mm-hmm.
right? So anybody's throat I will cut if I need to.
Yeah, so solid episode. We have
Yeah,
one left.
one left. So we'll meet you all back here next week, and we won't be processing. We'll have watched it twice because yeah, this is just a spur of the moment thing. So until next week and the finale for the Horror Vision sharing session, I'm Sean.
And I'm Missy.
Hapless teenagers beset by demons in the woods. A strange new drug that turns art into murder. A can't beat a deal on a new house with a horrifying past. A video game that might usher in the apocalypse. From the demented mind of Sean C. Baker, author of a collection of desires, Shadow Play, and Murder Virus, comes Volume 4, collecting Baker's no sleep work along with several never-before published short stories. This 99-cent volume also includes the opening chapter of the author's forthcoming teenage giallo novel, Black Gloves and Broken Hearts, due out later this year.